I'd
in the
love
way.
to see Albon at one of the top teams again. And just to see how.
Tell me that again. Tell me that again, dude. I'd love to hear it.
I'd love to see Albon back at
Which team though?
Yeah,
I wouldn't say Red Bull.
Thank you.
Maybe McLaren.
Because maybe McLaren.
Yeah, our drivers are locked in, guys. There's no.
I know that, but it's just to see
Hypothetically.
how he would perform, like how he would do, because I don't feel like he got a chance at Red Bull, but it was
Mercedes.
short-lived. You know what I mean? But
Him and Lando had very similar F2 seasons.
Yeah, I think a good challenging title car would be brilliant for Alex. It would be good to see because Alex still has more growth to come. Do you know what I mean? Like, and only if you're in an experience of the Ferraris and McLarens, Mercedes type of car, will we see that growth? Because unfortunately, he will be reaching the ceiling of that Williams, but that stunts his growth as well.
same thing that happened to George, didn't it?
Exactly
He
that.
just ended up out driving the car.
Yeah.
And then
What more could he prove?
Yeah.
You know, against this is the issue I have, right? I'm the biggest Alex Albon fan out there, but I cannot say in my heart of hearts that he's like at a Russell
Level.
Norris, because what we've had him against Kvyat in Toro Rosso, right? Then he gets to jump up alongside Max. Really good second half of 2019. You got Rookie of the Year, right? Ahead of Russell, ahead of Norris, all that, right?
Yep.
Great 2019. Obviously gets nicked on by Verstappen in 2020, right? Which we know it's Perez with all of his experience is showing. I think Red Bull were too soon to promote him ideally, but then he was the best option they really kind of had at the time. Now he came back and he beat Latifi. Big whoop. Like he's beaten Sargent, like who's a rookie who's struggling. I'm not being funny. Like, we've not really seen him in the same machinery apart from against and like Kvyat, he almost matched Kvyat like in his rookie season. So I think, but that's so long ago now, and he's changed as a driver so much since then. I don't know if you put him in a Ferrari against Leclerc. Him and Leclerc were scrapping in F2 in 2017. Like that. Abu Dhabi, one of the best races in F2 history. Him and Leclerc, like squeezing each other at the final straight. It was so good. And it's like, I think he would be a Carlos Sainz to a Charles Leclerc. I think he'd be a couple of tenths off, but I can't honestly say anything more than that.
The only thing I'd say is this though, is that since he left, when he was like had a year out of Formula One and had some time away, I saw a more mature, more grown up Alex Albon. And of course, that will come with time. And let's not forget, this Red Bull that we're watching right now, Alex was doing the work for this car. If you remember, like, because he was out of the grid, he was the one in that car, getting it tested and whatever else. And then they came out with a rocket launcher last year. And, Alex there might be something there. I mean, I know you're saying, we can't put him in the Norrises and Russells of this world just yet, but I don't know, man. If somebody's part of that setup, that Red Bull, who's managed to do something so accurately well, I don't know. I think he'll be more dangerous than we give him credit for. I think he'll be frightening.
Frightening.
I think so.
Big statement.
I think so. No, I think so. I think especially like I know Oscar is fresh. He's a baby right now, but like an Oscar versus Albon scrap would be very good, and Albon would win that scrap if they were both in the McLaren. That's just what I think at the moment in time.
And again, Lando proved himself against Sainz, and he proved himself against Ricciardo.
Yes.
Like he's already, we know where he is.
Yeah.
And we know where Sainz is relative to Leclerc, and you can kind of work out, all right, Lando is the real deal.
I feel like Albon just needs another opportunity at it. So obviously where he had the opportunity against Verstappen didn't really go to plan. So then they kind of like just dropped him. If he had the opportunity to go up against like you were saying, do like what Norris did with Ricciardo and then against Sainz, then maybe he'd have more of a better chance. But a second chance, always there.
And the better move for Mercedes was to take Albon and not take Russell. That was the better move.
Well, he could go there when Lewis retires.
That could be the
from
possible ploy.
Williams.
But you wanted it to be Albon Lewis, not Albon Russell. You'd want it to be...
I still, like, again, from what I've seen and how close Russell's got to Hamilton, I think Alex would fall into that number 2 slot against Russell. I do.
You think
Do you think so?
Yeah, I do.
Do you need a 1-2 though? Like,
you do. I think you really
At the sharp
do.
end, you do.
It's a
like
team
Sainz
game.
and Leclerc are not massively 1-2.
No, but I think that gap.
Did you see them in Monza? That got very hairy.
That could have,
Yeah,
But
That
also,
could have gone horribly wrong.
but
that
also,
was-
and also, that's why they're not fighting for the championship. That's
Because they're
the
fighting
problem.
each
They're
other.
not on a 1.
Because they're eating each other's points.
I think they just don't have a good car.
They don't have a good car, you're right, but they're eating each other's
But yeah,
points.
where they're fighting each other, they're letting everyone else get away.
They've not fought each other too much. Yeah, Monza. But other than that, I think like Sainz has shown that he can I think there's a sweet spot. I think Bottas Hamilton, that sweet spot was perfect. That was
unreal.
perfect.
When they're both unreal.
Yeah.
But
100%.
They're both good, but they both know their roles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, I'm showing my age, but like the Rubens and Rubens Barrichello and Schumacher days, the Coulthard and Hakkinen days, that's what you want.
Yeah.
Those are the sweet spot kind of drivers you want. And I don't know, man.
I say Perez done it for Verstappen back in 21.
In 21.
In 21, yeah.
In 21, Bottas did a worse job for Lewis than
Yeah.
Perez did for Max. But I
Could
mean,
have made all the difference.
I think
It did, yeah.
it did.
Yeah, it did.
Like, it did, definitely. Like, there were plenty of times where Bottas
God, yeah.
could and should have done more
Yeah.
to help out Lewis, for sure.
He was doing P7s and whatnot.
But I think he'd kind of checked out by that end.
He did.
Yeah, I think he knew the inevitable was happening. He weren't gonna be world champion. Lewis was still going for.
Also,
Lewis was going for 8.
I've asked this question many a time, and El's suggestion of Alex to Mercedes, that's the one that I hear
Don't
most
you like
often.
that?
Yeah.
I kind of do.
I can see it.
No, I do. I do. It depends, again, how much longer we get Lewis for. We know 2 more years, right?
Then I've
That was
seen
someone gets COVID again. That
Well,
could happen too.
That would be Vesty though, wouldn't it, on the call up? The thing is, that's like, I don't know. That's like 2 years away. Look, I'd love Alex to do it at Williams, by the way. Like, obviously, they're investing a lot of money. Like, I'd love him to do it at that team. Like, get to the front.
Yeah.
Win.
I mean, Williams.
Imagine getting a win in a Williams. That would be
Headlines.
yeah.
Yeah, because
And Vowles is very impressive, isn't he?
he is.
James Vowles
he is, yeah.
Oh God, yeah, he's had a good year for sure. He's had a good first year.
is impressive, but I don't know if he'll.
Not that impressive.
I don't know.
It's his first year as a team principal.
It is
exactly.
Yeah,
I mean,
You know, you got
Needs
to give
time.
him. He's kind of a team principal rookie in that sense.
yeah.
I mean, Williams being P7 in the constructors is big because this
it's
team
a
was
big
in the mire. They were absolutely finished. And I know we know Williams as well of good. They were so bad.
2019, they didn't even have a car ready.
They
for
weren't
testing.
even ready for testing.
They missed like the first day and a
That
half.
was the first. Was that the first year of Drive to Survive as well?
Yeah, I think.
God, imagine that. That was their story. That was them kicking
that
things
was-
off.
that
Or
was-
Claire.
That was stress. But that was the thing. They were the last of like
She had it
they
hard.
were the last of the family run, like family owned team.
Yeah.
And yeah, the price of everything went up. Like to run in Formula One
Yeah.
from when they started.
Yeah.
It's
completely
gone up like
different sport, isn't it?
100-fold.
Completely different
The
sport.
cost
What-
cap would have worked if the Williams family was still around because they were probably gagging for that for ages when
Yeah.
they couldn't match anybody financially. But anyway,
Yeah, and that's the thing. Well, look, the sport's gonna. Well, hopefully Williams can get back to the top because I'd love to see that iconic name back at the front. But
change the livery though. We don't. I don't. When I think of a Williams livery, I don't think of what we've got right here.
You
don't
think
think
white
they've-
and blue?
I think more of the white. Yeah, more white, and then
I don't think they've really
accent.
found their identity yet. I think they're trying a few different things.
they are. They are.
But I tell you, well, what will probably be changing next year in the sprint races, which has been a bit of a hot topic recently. Obviously, we've had all 6 this year, and there's going to be 6 next year, probably. I'm not sure if that's confirmed, but almost certainly, right? Of 24 races, so about, well,
What should
one
be
in every
10?
4.
After this podcast comes out, 10.
Yeah.
Fuck
Fuck you, Stefano.